It's Wednesday, December 8th, 2021. We are back in the studio talking about a brand new Disney Plus MCU series, Hawkeye, episodes 1 through 4. This is Mostly Superheroes. Hello and welcome to Mostly Superheroes, a weekly pursuit for the world's best stories with an emphasis on live-action superhero stuff. I'm your host, Logan. We are back here again, folks. St. Louis, Missouri, in the basement. It has been a while. Time to nerd out with my friends, and they're back. Let's give it up for this guy. You know him. He's the Giggler.
Hi there. Thanks for having me again.
Yeah, you're welcome for having you again. You're not a guest, Andy.
I know.
You're a co-host. You're one of the staples. I missed you so much.
It is great to be here. Cheers.
Cheers. Cheers. Cheers to you. Cheers to you. And let's go ahead and get it out of the way. Scotty Scoop.
Scoop.
There it is.
Scoop. There it is.
Scotty, Andy, Bullies, it's been a minute.
Feels good.
Does it feel right?
It feels right.
Look at you.
So much to talk about.
So much to talk about. So much to happen.
So much.
We've built as much as we can into the slides. It's been many weeks. How many? Two
Two
Yeah.
and a half.
We're sitting here joking during Patreon. Like, we're all sitting here like, man, how are we going to remember how to do? It's only been 2 weeks. Everybody chill out.
Yeah.
It has not been that long. But I hope you had a good Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Yeah? Did you guys have some good turkey? Andy, how did the turkey go that
man.
you had the big
yeah.
experiment for your family? Did you successfully make a turkey?
I would say it was like somewhere between average and like above average.
So not so great.
I definitely have some room for improvement. I don't know what, though.
What was it, too dry?
No, I had no complaints on that.
It was raw.
I honestly just don't like turkey that much.
If
so
it's not too dry, but it's
didn't-
not that good, you might be looking at raw turkey.
Yeah. That's Gordon Ramsay
I don't know. I think I was kind
kicking
of
your door in.
I really showed that how my mom feels about how she expects my cooking to be when I show up, and she had a different turkey that was prepared.
Oh, so she had already
So-
taken the
Shade.
initiative.
Mom.
Yeah. Well, still really nice of you. Are you going to make one ever again?
No,
No, that was it. If you do, you're going to get the pre-cooked
I'd rather
turkey from Costco.
Just make a
Costco.
big old-
Smoked.
big old like pulled pork. Done.
Nice.
I'd rather do that.
Slow cooker.
It's better anyways.
Just like the
Throw
Pilgrims.
it in the smoker. I use that all the time.
Very nice. Scotty, I saw you at a Friendsgiving.
Yeah.
So I know we had a good time there.
It
How was
was
the
a great
rest of
time.
your turkey festivities?
It was good. Had the family, kids.
Yep.
Everybody ate.
Yep.
Good time.
That's what it's about, right?
Yeah.
It's just about it's
Hanging
like
out.
every holiday, right? Just
Yeah.
taking a beat.
That's right.
Well, we've taken a beat long enough, folks. We have a jam-packed episode. We got some fun stuff to feature here in the fan mail. We got a good what you watching, and we're talking about Hawkeye. And I don't know if anybody's more ready for Hawkeye than Mr. Hawkeye right over here, Scotty. That's a nice shirt. It's got
That's me.
got
Yep.
the sign language, American Sign Language.
That's right.
Spells Hawkeye.
Hawkeye in the comics, it's based off of Hawkeye is deaf.
So this is comic accurate.
This is very comic accurate.
Oh man, I cannot wait to talk about Hawkeye for the meet. Great shirt, in the spirit. We're going to talk about it all, and it's MCU town. But before that, let's highlight you folks, the fans.
Fan mail.
We always feature fans first on this show. It is Mostly Superheroes. We want to hear your voice. We want to see a text message from you. We want you to call us at 754-CALL-LOG. That's 754-225-5564. Save that in your phone as Mostly Superheroes and give us a ring. This week, we feature folks from Facebook. We put out a tweet. We put out a Facebook post. We put it on our Instagram. Most of our comments, though, today are coming from Facebook, and it's all about Iron Man 3. Who remembers Iron Man 3, baby? MCU title 2017? Somewhere in there? 16, maybe?
I thought it was closer to 14. Was it not?
Oh, it might be, because Avengers was 2012.
Iron Man was 08.
Yep, so you're right. It would have been way earlier. It would have
Yeah.
been like a 14,
Mm-hmm.
15, somewhere in there. And I had just rewatched this. Carrie and I are rewatching the MCU. Basically, the way it's going right now is rewatching the MCU pretty much along with the new stuff coming out. So you're always watching like something new
Yeah.
and then pulling out something out of the past. And it's been a lot of fun. We did it last year. And Andy, you might remember, I came out, actually it was the beginning of this year in January when we did our MCU rewatch and we wrapped it up. It may have been right before Christmas, actually. And I rated this thing 2.6, I think. Really came after it, really talked some smack on it. And I mean, I went back and watched the episode. I believed myself. Like, I mean, I was like, you know what? That was true. Here we are, a year later. A lot has happened. A lot of MCU stuff has come out, and going back and watching it, I had a fresh thought on this, and I put it out there, folks. I changed my rating. I told you it can happen. It's our prerogative to do so. It's a 3.5 out of 4.
There's a huge difference.
That's a glow up right there.
It's almost the whole point. So I don't. And what does that mean? I think it shows that we all are capable of change and evolving over time. It's just proof of concept.
Taste change.
That's exactly right. And I put it out there because I wanted to see what you guys thought. And everybody, I mean, I tell you what, I share a lot of stuff out there. This one got some people riled up.
Oh, yeah. I can tell.
Before we hear from the folks, I want to hear from you guys. Scotty, what do you think of this movie, Iron Man 3?
I would probably put it towards the, what are we, 30-ish titles in?
Yeah, Hawkeye's 31.
Okay. I would probably put this around low teens, 20-ish. So not my favorite, but not the worst. I would probably land somewhere around like a 2.8, 2.9.
2.8, 2.9.
Yeah.
Fair share. I like getting the rating right away. Just know
Yeah.
how you feel. Giggler, it's been about a year since we talked about it. Have you seen it since?
Definitely not.
Definitely not since the last talk.
But this is the Christmas one, right? So
I mean, it's a Christmas
gotta
one.
throw it down.
I mean, this is basically the warm-up to our Christmas special right now, talking about this movie. But what does your gut say whenever you see Iron Man 3? Like, what's the instinct that you feel? Like, what are some words that come to your brain?
It's just I love everything Iron Man, but this is definitely not in my top tier of things in that nature there. Yeah, I don't not one that I go back to rewatch a lot, but it's there.
Yep. Hey, fair shares, folks, and this is what I expected, right? I didn't expect anybody else to have this here, but let's see what the folks online said. Mohammed Safi, he says, I totally agree with this. Iron Man 3, the best installment in the final piece of the puzzle to Tony's character development. Christopher McLean jumped in. Actually, I got bored both times I watched Iron Man 3. When I rewatched the films in order, I skip Incredible Hulk, Iron Man 2 and 3, Thor 1 and 2. The rest are solid enough, although I've not seen the Eternals yet. So, I don't know. This guy, it sounds like he's just dabbing his foot in the MCU pool.
Not a true believer.
Exactly. Nate Zwadisky, I enjoyed it. Wasn't a fan of the villain, but otherwise great. Mike TV, what a name. TV. That's the name.
Is that real? I gotta look this guy up.
Nah,
It has
I need to be his
can't
friend.
Be real.
He says it has a special place in my heart, and I love the Trevor Slattery, the character of Trevor Slattery. That said, Kingsley could have been a fantastic Mandarin if he had been allowed, and I was disappointed Tony wouldn't get to face his greatest foe, which is a solid point, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. In the comic books, he is Iron Man villain number 1.
Yes, and the group that supposedly, kicked off Iron Man.
Mhm.
Like, this is the group that kidnapped Tony Stark, so absolutely would have been a great revenge story there. Kent Nessa jumped in. I always found Iron Man 3 to be one, if not the worst of the MCU and one of the worst superhero movies. I find it unwatchable.
I would never go that far, for the record. That is
So you don't-
That's too far.
You don't feel as strongly as Kate
No,
or
it's
Kent?
it's 100% rewatchable. It's not unwatchable. My God.
I'm excited to get your rating when you put it back on after all the stuff you've seen this year. I'm
you're
really
right.
curious.
I know you said
too.
that, and
Yeah.
I was surprised to hear that you upped that rating so much. So I'm in.
I mean,
Especially with the time of the year.
I'm telling you, I think you got to kind of say spoiler alert for the movie. We're talking about a lot of specifics, but you're watching this thing. This is a deep dive into Tony Stark, man. It is like Tony Stark's brain on display after the events of Avengers. I had a great time. Danny McGinnis jumped in. He says, honestly, it's a good movie. The Mandarin twist was pretty lame. This is coming from a guy who knew nothing about the Mandarin coming from the comics. And Guy Pearce felt pretty cookie cutter for a villain, but there's a lot to like about this film. We got some hot takes here. I love these. Thomas Eddy jumps in. It's a 0.5 out of 10. Not great.
Harsh.
Lee Aaron jumped in. 3.5 out of 100.
That's low. Probably lower than the 0.5 out of 10.
Yep.
You got Joshua Steinhaus. Iron Man 3 is one of the best MCU films, period. I will absolutely always defend it. Mark McAllister says, it was 15% deep and 85% comedy. Pretty fair. Ryan Buquez, I didn't like it at all. Iron Man.
To the point.
Straight to the point. I like it. Folks, we really appreciate you guys sharing your thoughts on Iron Man 3. I mean, everybody's entitled to their opinion. We want to hear from you. No matter what it is, you can get it on the show.
Yeah.
How about that? And maybe you guys, I mean, at this point, you guys just doing MCU rewatches every once in a while? Have you guys like mixing these in?
I think it's time. I woke up on Black Friday and I was just like, I'm watching Infinity War and Endgame today, and this is going to be a tradition.
Yes,
every Black Friday.
But imagine if you would have started at
No.
Captain America. I'm doing timeline order, baby,
Oh,
and it's going great. Like you're watching Guardians after like Avengers and like watching it in between. And you're like, yeah, this is the time when you like take a break from the Avengers and I'll get back to them at Age of Ultron. Watched Age of Ultron last night.
Yeah, fantastic.
You guys saw that? I put that tweet out. 3.95, baby.
I'm enjoying your new ratings.
That's high.
Oh, it's like, well, some of the greats are getting greater, and some of the slow stuff I used to think was slow is becoming like a good, like kind of in between comic book to me.
Mm-hmm.
Feels nice. All right, folks, that's fan mail. Iron Man 3. Let us know if you want to reach out to us at mostlysuperheroes.com. We'd love to hear your opinion on anything we talk about or whatever you're watching. Before we get to what you watch, and we actually have some news, let's talk about the news and rumors.
News and rumors.
Big news in the MCU town. Yeah, the Marvel Cinematic Universe, as always, kind of taking over the show. Big announcement coming out of Kevin Feige. This is some help from IndieWire. We got a link to this in our show's description today, so you can read this article if you'd like. It reads, Charlie Cox will reprise Daredevil if the character joins the MCU, confirms Kevin Feige in an interview with Cinema Blend. Had you guys heard this? Tell me what you're thinking. Scotty Scoop, let's hear it.
Fantastic news. Really, I mean, we've only seen 2 portrayals of Daredevil, live action.
Ben Affleck,
and then Charlie Cox, and by far and away the better of the 2. Fantastic show. It's 100% rewatchable. Can't wait to see how they work him in. Get him in there.
You're excited
Quick.
about it.
Yeah.
This is good news.
Fast. We need this.
And it's also, yeah, right. And we had the Save Daredevil hashtag that came out, the show, the Netflix shows, all the controversy around all of them. And then when the MCU started making all of their announcements about Disney Plus and the shows, nothing to be heard about Daredevil, Jessica Jones, Luke Cage, the Defenders, and even Iron Fist. But here we go. We're finally getting some ties to those shows. And I, for one, am also excited about it. Giggler, how do you feel?
Why do they have to announce this?
Yeah, like how'd this happen?
I love it, but I don't like that they just announce it on a random day. Like, just let it happen. It was like most people were speculating about this already happening very soon.
Yeah,
but I don't know why they have to announce this. I'm so pumped though. I love the show. I'm gonna rewatch it now just because of this news coming out. So maybe that was their objective.
Yeah.
But yeah, he 100% is an amazing Daredevil, and I love that show, and I've wanted to see more of it. So Here we are.
Well,
so I'm all ready for it. I just wish it could have been more of a surprise. Like, everything gets spoiled now. So
it does, and you're spot on. Like why you're right. Like, why couldn't it have just been in a scene where you had no idea it was coming? Like, it's just, I feel like there's so much happening now that they're just trying to keep a little buzz about something. But I'm like you, Andy. I would much rather just see it play out in a film or a TV show. The question is, where are we going to see him first?
Yeah.
Predictions?
Well, I think maybe he's just trying to get ahead of the leaks.
Who?
You know,
Feige?
Yeah.
Like, that's what he's like. That's why it's like.
I think maybe this might throw a little more mystery. Like, a little. I think maybe we have a lot of expectations for something coming up.
Yeah.
And I think maybe he kind of threw this out here
as like, not
as
yet.
like, hey, I just want to let you know he'll come back.
Right.
Probably at some point. But
bless you.
Maybe bring it down a little bit.
Yeah, I'm with you. Like, it's like you got to kind of sprinkle it in a little bit, like to, like, help people's expectations. But I mean, the real fans that are gonna watch it, like, they just want to watch it and see it.
Yeah.
I think we can all agree on that.
I think we're gonna see him in 1 week from tomorrow.
Bring them all.
You think
Bring
so?
all the Netflix
just do it.
Characters in.
And Kevin Feige did also say, like, he said in this interview that, as far as the other characters, those ones I mentioned, TBD, which all of this is pointing to hopefully a yes. At least with Daredevil, get Jessica Jones back in there and Luke Cage.
A Punisher.
I mean,
that's
come
the number
on.
one. Yeah, you got to do that. Why not?
Have to. I know John Bernthal recently tweeted or was in an interview, but he was quoted to say he's more than willing to come back and do
Yeah.
his character. Just a matter of doing it right.
Yep.
And I mean, Daredevil's a rated R TV show on Netflix.
Yeah.
How are they going to do this? Is Moon Knight? Do we know yet?
Moon Knight. Man, I
Like
don't know.
rating wise is what I mean.
I think they're trying to keep it, PG-13
Yeah.
for Disney Plus, but it's gonna walk the line for sure.
Yeah. And I feel like
know.
Daredevil, I mean, you hope that they bring in some of those darker aspects, but the character itself, being a lawyer and a street level hero, I think you could absolutely work him in, especially after what we're seeing with Hawkeye.
Sure. Yeah, and we've got She-Hulk coming up.
Hell yeah.
Same kind of premise,
Like they got to cross paths.
for sure.
All right, guys, Charlie Cox, Daredevil, MCU. Are you in for this? Let us know. We had they were always officially. I mean, that was MCU canon.
Yeah. Oh yeah. They talked about the
Talked about a lot.
yeah
The Avengers.
The Avengers. I mean, I don't think they ever called them out by name, but they would reference
the big green one.
Yeah, the event.
Yes.
Could always be multiverse though. Like you never know. Is it the same? That's another question.
Yeah.
Like, is this the same Daredevil?
Is
or
this the
different
exact
one?
same Daredevil brought in from another,
I
or
guess it could
is
be
this
either.
this version of Daredevil played by the same guy?
Right. And it feels like, what's probably happening inside the walls of Disney and Marvel Studios when they're writing this stuff. They're like, but we can't bring him back. He was in that other show. And they're like,
Yeah.
Remember What If?
Right.
We can do anything we want now.
Yeah. Well, I think that was one of the big points of What If.
Anything
Yeah.
goes.
We just open the books
Yes.
for everything.
Let's just show them some cartoons of this stuff, and it'll tease out what we're going to do in the live action stuff.
Yeah.
All right, man. We can't wait to hear more about it. We want to hear from you. If you're excited about it, or even if you're not, let us know at mostlysuperheroes.com or in the private, free, exclusive Facebook group, the Mostly Superhero Squad. We want to see you. We want to hear from you. Let's talk about what we're watching.
What you watching?
What you watching? This is what we're watching, what we're reading, what we're doing out here in the real world, and we want to feature fans. If you write in, you could be featured first during this segment. This week, it is just us, the fellas. It's been a while. I missed you guys, and I'm excited to hear what you've been up to. Let's start with you, Mr. Scotty Scoop. What you watching this week, and where are you watching it?
The Wheel of Time. This is Amazon Prime Video. If you guys had a void left by Game of Thrones or any other kind of fantasy itch, this is it. This is high fantasy, epic, Lord of the Rings style. Man, this is a great show so far. We are 5 episodes in.
Okay.
They're an hour apiece.
Mhm.
We're getting to 8 episodes total. Amazon has really gone all in to this show. I think they're spending $10 million an episode
What?
to get this thing made.
$10 million an episode?
$10 million an episode.
Movie
Good for
budget.
them.
Yeah. And this is really on par with Game of Thrones. The author of this book series, Robert Jordan, I think I'm about 7 books in to this 14-book series. This is as nerdy as it gets. We've got Rosamund Pike is probably the only name you're going to know in this show. She is the star right there in the forefront. This is a world where magic is abundant.
Sure.
Women use it. If men use it, it drives them insane.
Ooh, they go crazy.
There is a prophecy of a character called the Dragon Reborn, which is a man who can use magic without going crazy and is just like the best.
He's the best in the biz.
Yeah, best in the biz. The character of Rosamund Pike, her name is Moraine. She belongs to, I guess you could call it I don't want to go and call it like a coven, but it's a group of magic users, all women.
Not witches.
Not witches. And they are looking for this dragon reborn. They run across a lot of people who can use magic, men, and they're either insane, and if they're not insane yet, they kind of just strip them of their magic and kind of make them dumb.
They ruin
They ruin them.
Man.
Wow.
This first episode, a little slow to get off, and then at the end, it's such a brutal battle scene. Man, it's pretty epic. I think anyone can enjoy this show.
This is it good for kids?
I did watch the first episode with my 8-year-old and my 11-year-old.
Sounds like you have regrets.
It got a little heavy there at the end.
Oh gosh.
For the 8-year-old.
Yeah.
The 11-year-old, she was into it. It's her kind of thing.
Okay.
I would say parental discretion is advised.
Sure, use your best judgment.
Yes, best judgment, please.
I like that. Some parents might be in, some parents might be out.
Right.
Does this have any is this like there's a source material?
There's a 14-book series.
Okay.
Robert Jordan, he wrote the first 11 books and then passed away. Left all of his notes to another author, Brandon Sanderson, and he finished out the last 3 books.
Wow.
Yeah. And it's like I said, I'm 7 books in to this 14-book series.
So you're reading the books, you're watching the show, and you're doing it all.
I'm doing it all. When I heard they were starting to make this in 2018, I said, I think I got to get in on this.
Wow. Okay.
And feel it out. And it's, man, great. And they're doing a good job of kind of branching out the show from the books, so you don't know exactly where it's going.
I like that.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure you love it.
Yeah.
Because then it's not totally predictable.
Right.
Andy, have you heard of this? Are you going to watch it?
I've heard of it, but I just know it. Basically, all I knew is it was like a Game of Thrones type show that's on Amazon, but I have not. I don't know. Once I finish Seinfeld rewatch, I might get into something new like this.
I love that somehow Seinfeld and Wheel of Time are in your like line of like, once I finish this epic journey,
right,
then I'll start another one.
That's my number one priority right now. I'm absolutely loving it. So.
That is great.
We'll get to me later though. Let's talk about Wheel of Time.
Wheel of Time. Well, I was curious after Scotty's great synopsis. Well done. Very spoiler free. And it sounds like you're only halfway through, so we'll wait on a rating till you finish season 1.
We got 3 episodes left.
Okay. Oh, out of 8.
Out of 8.
That's
so right. 5 episodes. Number 6 comes out this Friday.
I think I was like, teetering, and I'm also, like there's so much to watch right now. It's bananas.
It's a beautiful show.
It's great.
Yeah.
It looks good. Sounded good. Get ready for an epic ending in that episode 1 and just going to take off.
Yeah.
All right, man. Wheel of Time. Andy, you think you guys are going to push on after Seinfeld?
Much more likely before now after talking to Scott about it for sure.
Absolutely. Listener, we want to hear from you. This has got a lot of buzz about it. You talk about a $10 million per episode budget.
Already renewed for season 2.
And this is like, this is a lot of the sign of the times too, right? Like, I feel like it's getting less and less rare for these now epic TV shows that are going with like cinema level budgets.
Yeah.
You got Disney Plus and they're doing all their stuff with all these Star Wars, Marvel shows. This seems like Amazon's like, you know what? And HBO, obviously Game of Thrones. Amazon's like, here we go. We're going to have a big epic tale of our own.
Yeah.
It's Wheel of Time, not Sign of Time, just so you know.
What was that? Sign of?
I'm just joking. You said it's a sign of the times earlier. No,
it's called Wheel of Time.
Wheel of Time.
Wheel of Time. Prime Video. Let us know if you're watching it. And Giggler, yes, sir, you're up. Tell us about this one on HBO.
Do you guys watch this first?
So
anybody?
So we're talking about Succession, and I have seen seasons 1 and 2. I have not seen the current 3rd season.
Okay.
I am not familiar with the show at all. My friend Cecil told me he was watching it and is a big fan.
Okay, good. Yes, Succession, HBO Max. I'm also a big fan. Couldn't wait to talk about it. New season just started. The 3rd season just started probably a month ago or so. This is on HBO Max. Each season's about 10 episodes. The episodes are pretty long, about an hour. So it's lengthy, but it keeps you very entertained. Story of the Roy family at Waystar Royco. It's like a big media conglomerate. The show is basically kind of like a satire of American just like business, I guess, like companies like this. It's a big power struggle at the top. Logan Roy is played by Brian Cox on the right over there for the YouTube viewers here. Same guy that was oh my God, he was an X-Men, right?
Yeah.
What he was what was this character.
What, really?
Shit.
Oh, this guy?
Yeah, he
oh
was
yeah,
the
he
head
put
of
Stryker.
Weapon X.
Stryker.
He was Stryker.
Stryker.
He was
That's my
Stryker.
biggest thing of him for sure. But he's freaking hilarious. Like, he says "God damn it" like every 5 seconds.
And
in
he's the
show.
dad.
It's
He's
so
like
entertaining.
he's the CEO, but the leader of the family.
Just senile old guy that's like it's his company, and all like it's kind of a power struggle for the kids that are trying to run it. Kind of explores a lot of the drama between them, and a lot of mergers and acquisitions with like other similar companies, like shady business deals with like their competitors, things like that. So it's kind of like I think when I talked about Billions a month ago or so, somebody brought this up, and it's right. They're very similar. It gives you kind of an eye into that stuff. It's definitely supposed to be pretty satirical for sure, because it's definitely feels like this is exactly what's happening in real life right now.
Yeah, that's how it was for me during season 1 and 2. Was like, this feels very much like I'm like watching the CEO of AT&T or Warner Media, and this is probably a lot of like what it's like. I forget who directs the show. I think like one of the producers though is Will Ferrell.
Yeah, Will Ferrell's an executive producer. The rest of the names I really weren't familiar with, unfortunately.
So from what I've been told, are all these characters terrible people?
Oh yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Everyone's terrible.
Pretty nasty.
Okay.
Pretty
yeah, like in like their family, but like, you know, who's gonna do what to who next type thing, and like who can you trust, and like what games are being played. I mean, I've only seen the first 2 seasons, and like, how's season 3 going so far?
Well, me and Steph started rewatching it because she had not seen the first the entirety of the first 2 seasons. So before we started the third, I wanted to do a full rewatch. So we're almost done with the second.
Nice.
So I've heard that the third is on par with the rest. So I'm pumped to get chugging along straight through there.
Hell yeah.
Sure.
Well, I know it's crazy popular, and it's got something special about it, and it's HBO. It's well made, and it was one of those shows that like took me a while to start, because I don't know if I'm into this kind of stuff. It's like even Billions, you know, I'm like, I don't know, like we'll see, like corporate America, but the fact that it does feel timely, it feels like relevant. And if you pay attention, I feel like they're poking fun at a lot of the realities that are out there. That's what gets me.
Yeah. Favorite character?
I forgot all the names, but you know who I really like is this guy, Tom, the brother Tom. Like he's one of those characters that you think you know all about in the beginning, and then he just, you know, surprises you. This kid, I mean the nephew, Greg, like I mean, I love him. He's such like the breath of fresh air in the show.
Exactly. Big Greg fan, and Kieran Culkin.
Yeah, I see we got Kieran
Culkin.
back there.
Yeah.
But this guy, like
Yeah.
he's like
Connor. Terrible.
He's great. He's always up to something, just bananas.
Yep.
So this isn't just like straight drama?
It's comedy too, for
Okay.
sure.
Comedy,
It's
like
a
a dark
it's really
comedy.
fun.
Dark comedy.
Okay.
Yeah, dark comedy, and then like intense, like dramatic situations, though,
All
for
right.
sure. You know, you're gonna have a lot of laughs along the way, but then they're probably gonna hit you in the gut, like right at the end. You know.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, Succession, HBO. Scotty, are you gonna watch it?
I'm actually very interested.
So that's not a yes.
No, I'll put it in there for sure.
Is this like on the list, or is this like on the radar?
This is on the list.
Wow.
I'm putting it on
Andy,
the
good
list.
job.
It's been a while. I'm back, baby.
Salesman Andy.
I'm back.
You nailed it. Listener, tell us if you're watching it. Tell us if you're thinking about watching it, and Andy will call you personally and to help you talk you through it. He'll get you to put this on your TV.
I would love to do that.
Succession, HBO Max. Let us know at mostlysuperheroes.com. We'd love to hear from you. Last but not least, yours truly. A little bit of music here coming at you. A fun new documentary series, I'll call it. It's really like more of like a limited special on Disney Plus. It's all around the Beatles. It's called Get Back. You guys heard of this?
Yeah. Very interested. Did you watch them all?
I've watched them all. There are
Boy.
3, just so you know, if you're not familiar, a little background. 3. It's hard to tell what to call them, but it's like a docu-series.
Yeah, like a long form.
But it doesn't even feel
docu-series.
right calling it that, because here's what it is in reality. 3 parts, 21 days broken up over 3 parts, about 2 hours and 45 minutes each, I think. 2.5 to 2 hours and 45 minutes. And I mean, like you said, Scotty, you were thinking about watching it, right?
Yeah.
You pull it up, you see like, oh, the Beatles, Get Back, part 1. What's this?
Love the Beatles.
Oh, 2 hours and 40 minutes. I gotta be ready.
Yeah.
Okay, so Carrie and I committed. We just did 1 a night. last week. Bing, bang, boom. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. And I got to tell you, this is something special.
Really?
This is something special. This is not only cool if you're into the Beatles and you want to hear Beatles music and you want to learn more about the band. You're going to get all that. I mean, and some. You're going to learn stuff that you've never known about the Beatles, because what it is a straight out intentional, filmed intentionally to be a documentary of the Beatles at the time. Not totally sure exactly what they were going to do with it, but it takes place during, you want to call it like mid-Beatles. Like they had already been out and like taken the world by storm for 10 years. They're at the top of their game. And at this point, they haven't performed publicly in like 3 or 4 years.
Okay. So this is early 70s?
Yes.
Okay.
Early 70s, late 60s.
Like 50 years ago.
Yep.
Holy crap.
And they have it all. And it is literally days 1 through 8 are the first part. Days 9 through 17 are the second part. And then you get the last few days. And the whole thing is they're in this studio making a new album, writing the music, and maybe preparing for a show.
Working it out. Cool.
And it is just real. It is one of the most authentic things. Like, you got to always wonder, right? Like, how much do they cut? How much are they showing you? But I'm telling you, it is pretty linear. And there is it's pretty much from the time they get there in the studio to the end. And you're going to get to see it all. You're going to get to see the band talking to each other, mic'd up all the time. The footage looks great, sounds great, and even though it's 50 years old, and you're going to learn more about the Beatles than you've ever known before. You're going to hear Paul McCartney talking at length with George and Ringo and all of them, and it's pretty fun. Like, we couldn't wait. We were sad when it was over every time, and we were excited to start the next one the next night. Really good thing, but I mean, it takes time, so you got to like kind of plan how you're going to watch this. Treat it like a movie, get out you could do like a dinner and a show with this thing. It's a lot of time. It's kind of like it's almost as if you're hanging out with the Beatles and you're just taking your time. You're taking it slow. It's not cut up documentary of some guy going, yeah, when I worked with the Beatles, this is the Beatles most of the time.
I was going to say, how much of this is there a lot of cut-ins for the present with any kind of recent, or is this just all none?
None.
Wow.
Like, I don't want to give any spoilers because you can see how it ends for yourself, but I'm telling you, like, this is about this period in time, but you learn a lot about the Beatles just from this period, because during this time, they're at this weird phase of their fame, and they're trying to like figure out who they are. They've been doing this for a while, and you're getting the intricacies of, what are we really doing? And
right.
like what is it that we do, and like, how do we feel? And you get the good stuff. You get some drama in there, like, and then you get some just uplifting. You want to hear the Beatles write some of their best songs that have ever happened. That's what this is.
What album were they working on? Do you know?
Well, I don't know what the album was called. I think it's called Get Back.
Okay.
I think that's Get Back's also one of their singles, and it may have just been their number one single.
One of my favorite. Yeah, one of my favorite songs.
But other songs that you're gonna hear, just little teases here, folks. Hey Jude.
Yeah. Cool.
I'm really bad with song titles, but like once you like a lot of their songs, it's like once you hear it, you're like, oh, here we go.
Yeah.
And that's how I was, because like I didn't listen to the Beatles, really like seriously. Only like a couple times in my life would I listen to the Beatles for small periods of time. I've never like listened as a huge fan. Now I've been listening to them all the time.
I've got like a 20 to 30 song Beatles playlist. I probably get it in like once a month.
Once a month.
Once a month.
Which I understand now after seeing this. Yeah. I understand.
It's some of the greatest songs ever.
Some of the greatest music ever made.
I would say up until about 10 years ago, everybody would always ask, are you a Beatles or a Rolling Stones kind of person? I would have always said Rolling Stones. And I don't know if it's just something with getting older. It's the Beatles.
It's
classic.
Classic, that old soul.
Yeah.
That just, let's make this music what naturally is coming to us. And it's pretty amazing. Andy, what do you think about this thing?
I'm going to watch it for sure. I've like you said, I've had like little Beatles phases here and there. I saw them. I didn't see them, obviously.
I was like, you saw the saw them. This is classic giggler. Yeah. Like, this is always what happens.
This was some sort of dream, right?
Sorry.
Yeah, this is always what happens. Oh,
let me backtrack. Saw Beatles Circus Soleil in Las Vegas, and before that, I barely listened to them at all. But I got a lot of respect for for their music and just everything like surrounding them, and just like just mass, like all the like just how huge they were.
Yeah.
Like, and just kind of looking at like it's kind of cool to listen to the music like that your parents listen to, and like you kind of grow up and like I enjoy it now. Like as a kid I was like, my dad liked that, I don't want to like it now.
Of course.
So but like that's when I was like, okay, I'm a grown now.
Yeah, it was like Supreme Pizza.
No,
you didn't want Supreme
I'm not
Pizza.
there yet. I'm not there
Yeah,
yet.
gross.
You're still not eating it?
Nah.
Do you eat Supreme Pizza?
Nope.
Oh man, you guys still haven't figured out that it's good.
Pepperoni,
No,
Yeah,
you
is
need
there
it.
mushrooms on it?
Yes.
Then no.
Yeah.
Oh, you're missing out.
green peppers, garbage.
Oh my, you guys are still 7 years old. You're the same.
I could do green peppers.
I guess we are sitting on here talking about superheroes though. I guess I
That's
signed up
right.
for this.
Yep.
All right, guys. Well, Scotty, you're gonna watch it.
I'm gonna watch it.
You're
for
a
sure.
fan.
I was on. I saw it on the Disney Plus, and I was like, oh, I'm in for this.
Yes.
And then the episode runtime, I was like, I can't do it right now. But it's close.
That's honestly what I wanted people to take away from like my synopsis is don't be afraid to slow it down
Yeah.
and chill out because this is a long
Make
time.
time.
Make the time because when else are you taking 2.5 hours out of your night to like do nothing else?
Yeah.
And again, it's like it's kind of on in the background, but like you are listening.
Right.
And like when they start talking, you're like you're like clinging to it.
Yeah.
It's like really interesting. But it felt good to slow down and hang out with the Beatles. So why not do it with Get Back on Disney Plus?
For sure.
You can't pay for that good of an ad read right
Oh,
there.
man.
All right. Let us know if you're watching it out there. Disney Plus, Beatles, Get Back. And we want to hear from you. Let us know at mostlysuperheroes.com. And right now, we're going to take a break. But when we come back, we are getting into the MCU. Of course, talking about a Disney Plus show called Hawkeye. Stick around. We'll be right back.
In 1961, the Fantastic Four returned from space and the world changed forever.
Over the next year, the Earth experienced 3 alien attacks, the destruction of Lower Manhattan, and the re-emergence of ancient gods.
Super Serious 616 is the podcast that covers it all from the inside.
What would it be like to live in that world?
Join Ed and Mike as they ask questions no one else is asking.
Is Iron Man a good use of shareholder capital?
Subscribe at Super Serious 616 or wherever you get your podcasts.
The meat.
Welcome back from the break. This is Mostly Superheroes. I'm your host, Logan, back here in the studio in the basement, St. Louis, Missouri, with Scotty Scoop, the Giggler, talking about superhero stuff. The Marvel Cinematic Universe is just vomiting all over all of us, but it's the best vomit ever. Just good, all over, nasty. Just hear it all comes. 31 titles in the MCU. This is the 31st. This is the 5th series of 2021, and it's all happening on Disney Plus. We're talking about Hawkeye, the first 4 episodes out of 6. Let's break it down.
You just reminded me that it's 6. I thought it was 8. This
No,
changes
only
everything.
6.
We're almost done.
This is a Disney Plus show. You know what that means? You never know how many you get. You
Nope.
could get 6,
My
you
bad,
could get
all.
8, you get 9. We'll probably have a 4 here at some point. But I thought it'd be fun. I mean, while we're here, I mean, you got a Hawkeye shirt on.
Love it.
I mean, you're wearing, you got the ASL. It's purple. Is that a recent buy?
Yeah, actually, I bought several T-shirts
Okay.
to
nerd out.
sprinkle out through maybe some future episodes.
Oh, somebody's making plans. That just
Yeah.
got me. That put a smile on my face. I'm very
I love
excited.
when that happens.
I want to talk about Hawkeye leading up to this show because this is like why we're here. This is why it's the meat today. You know, Hawkeye is an original Avenger. We've been watching Clint Barton, Jeremy Renner in this character since 2012. Actually, since 2011. 10?
It might have been 10.
Thor
1.
1. Let's just break it down real quick. Now, listen, if you don't want to listen to this, then get out of here.
Right. Why are you here?
Don't then.
Just get out.
But if you want to, in place of this little description we'll do, there is a Marvel Legends.
Yeah.
You guys watch the Marvel Legends on Disney Plus?
I need to.
Oh, I'm a huge fan of these. This is such a good way. They catch you up.
Yeah, break it down.
Here's a little 7 to 9 minute clip about something that you need to know about, and they'll always drop it like a few weeks right before whatever's coming out. They should do one on Spider-Man, but they're not going to because of the Sony thing.
They don't have the rights to.
They don't have the rights, right? But they did. They did it for Hawkeye. They did it for WandaVision. They did it for Wanda Maximoff. Here's her backstory. It's perfect for you as a fan to refresh yourself, but it's also good for you to Carrie watches them. I'm like, hey, before we watch Hawkeye, watch this 7-minute clip about Hawkeye.
Little refresher.
Oh yeah.
But we'll help you out just because I want to nerd out and talk about it myself. Let's just go down the list here. So you meet him in Thor, the first one. He's basically just an agent of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yep.
Then he's watching out, he doesn't have a lot happen there. He almost shoots Thor.
Yeah.
That would have been pretty epic.
Which happened in What If?
In What If.
Yeah,
that was pretty good. Then we get him in Avengers. Spoiler for all the MCU when we talk about this stuff, as always, mind controlled by Loki with the Mind Stone. Pretty epic. Is a pretty bad guy, kind of does some bad stuff in the wrong way. It's not his fault, but
right. But they really show you this guy's got skills.
He's got mad skills.
Yeah.
He can shoot the arrow. He's also a super spy. He's got the acrobatics. He's unbelievable with a bow and arrow. Where do we see him next? What do we think? Let's see. Avengers. I think this.
Age of Ultron.
I guess that'd be the next one, right?
Yeah.
Age of Ultron comes back, still part of the team. Him and Nat. That's the big thing, right? Him and Natasha Romanoff.
Inseparable.
Inseparable homies. They had a time back in Budapest, and apparently, Clint was hired to go get her one day and take her out, and he changed his mind.
Yeah.
After Age of Ultron, then we get him in Captain America: Civil War. Right? He's actually retired. No, not yet. He's still active.
Well, yeah. He kind of
retires after Age of Ultron. I'm gonna take a break, but then in Civil War, he gets brought back in because of all the stuff that happens in that movie. Ends up getting arrested, getting locked away, gets an ankle bracelet put on him, which, what actually happened there? I always wonder.
Yeah.
Because,
you see, he's got, I think that happened
because Captain America
Civil
breaks
War.
out everyone out of Civil War. He breaks them all out. And then the next time we see Hawkeye is in the first opening scene of Avengers Endgame.
Endgame, yeah.
And he's got the ankle bracelet on. He's with his family. He's retired, but he's also got, some house arrest thing going on. And what happens?
Dusted.
His family gets dusted.
Yeah.
What happens next? He
becomes Ronin,
a killing machine.
Yeah.
Not to be confused with Ronin the Destroyer from Guardians of the Galaxy, because I'll tell you right now, Carrie goes, oh, that Ronin? And I went, no, but man, I'm so proud of you for knowing these names.
That's
awesome.
They did not spray paint him blue.
Yet. But he becomes Ronin. His family's gone. He's lost his 3 kids. He's lost his wife. And he goes on a killing spree for years.
Taking it out on any kind of criminal he can find, it seems.
He's killing mob bosses, but also going overseas. And he's in Tokyo. He's in Mexico. He's in South America. And because of Nat, Black Widow comes and gets him in the end and says, hey, we figured out a way to bring everybody back, which, again, we already given that MCU spoiler alert. They do it.
Yeah.
Professor Hulk snaps those fingers. Hawkeye gets his family back, and he's like, hopefully they won't mind that I was a murderer.
Yeah. Maybe they'll never know.
And maybe they'll never know, but they do.
Yep, they know.
Okay, that's it. That's everything we know going into the Hawkeye series. You guys ready to talk about it?
Let's do it.
All right, this is going to be fun. Spoiler alert for the episodes 1 through 4. We're going to do this in 2 parts, I've decided. Right now, we're going to, we did a little Hawkeye feature. Let's talk about these episodes. And then we're going to talk about the last 2 in our Christmas special this year. Get excited. We're going to talk about this. We're going to talk about Spider-Man No Way Home. We're going to talk about whatever the hell else has happened at that point. Are you guys ready for the Christmas episode?
I can't wait.
We just teased it.
Yeah.
I'm so happy.
We have to.
I love Christmas.
Well, good thing, because this is a Christmas show.
Yeah.
Full-on Christmas show. Hawkeye is here. It's in real time. Debuted here in November 2021, and we're 4 in. We won't go, we'll see just kind of how the story goes. But Scotty, I'm going to look at you, man. You tell me how you're feeling about this show, and tell me about your relationship with Hawkeye.
One of my favorite series is the Hawkeye Matt Fraction run, probably about, I'd say maybe 10, 15 years ago. And this series is ripped straight from that comic book series, all the way down to the artwork and the opening and the end credits. the looks of the costumes, the characters interacting with each other. Of course, they have changed a lot, but if you were to go to this comic book and read, the first 12 to 18 issues, you're going to see a lot of similarities to the scenes that they shot with the artwork, and almost to the point where they could have used this, and I'm sure they did use this comic series as a storyboard.
Yes.
And they made shots directly from the artwork.
So would you say that's where they're pulling in the circles, the arrows, like
the circles,
the purple,
the big purple arrows coming down, and all the way down to the end credit scenes, which, those closing credits.
End credit scene?
No. The
I was like,
the credit running. Like, oh no,
Yeah, not yet.
I missed the 5 minute of
Credits. Just the credits.
I immediately was like, I missed the end credit scene.
Oh. Every episode. How could you do this?
But look, the end credits in terms of like the artwork.
The artwork.
Oh, it's unbelievable.
Yeah, it's amazing.
And do you own these comics?
I do. I do own these comics. Yes.
And how's the series going for you? 4 out of 6 so far.
Oh man, I love it. With the exception of today's episode 4.
Yeah.
I've watched every episode at least 3 times.
Oh my gosh. Okay, you're having fun.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Nice.
It feels good.
It'd be really impressive if you watched today's 3 times already.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, spoiler, I watched this episode 4 while driving to work this morning. Very dangerous.
Scott, be careful out there.
I had to get it in.
Oh my gosh. I didn't get to watch it till the end of the day. And I was just working, got too busy, and got to watch it right before. I am thrilled to have you here today because I'm going to tell you what, I'm having a good time. I'm enjoying this. I'm having a lot of fun. But to have a diehard fan in here, I'm just getting jazzed already. I'm getting more excited. Giggler, how's the show going for you so far? As a Marvel fan, MCU fan, we've talked about all these movies. We've seen this guy a lot. How's the show going?
Yeah, I'm loving it so far, for sure. Hawkeye's always been kind of like middle tier of like Avengers that I kind of am interested in, but I think this is like going to explore some things that like maybe that we haven't seen. So I'm here for it. I think the last 2 episodes, like now that I know there's only 2 left, I think they're going to be pretty crazy. So.
Yeah, you thought there were 4 left?
I thought there were 4 left, so this changes everything.
You thought this was the mid-season finale today.
Yeah, well, here we are. But I'm an idiot because Christmas is like 2 weeks away, so you're right.
Well, you're not an idiot. You need to be nicer to yourself.
Okay. Thank you.
Hey, be nice, idiot.
Yeah. All right, listen, let's talk about it. Let's just get right into it, and let's talk about how this show opens up because it's what grabbed me.
Yeah, it's so great.
Let's time travel, right? This thing, we already said spoiler alert. We're going to get into it. Let's go back to 2012 and the attack on New York and get the perspective of a family, a regular, very rich family.
Yeah, I was going to say regular, not so much.
Well, one of the most regular, most rich families ever.
Own a building right across the street from Avengers Tower.
I mean, not just across, like the best view that you could ever have. And how do we know? Because a hole gets blasted in this wall of a little girl, and her name is Kate Bishop. Is this our new Hawkeye?
This is our new Hawkeye.
This is her.
Yeah.
She's the girl. She's got a mom. She's got a dad. She loses the dad during the attack.
Yes.
Mom's still around. They seem to have disappeared a little bit during the attack. Were we supposed to wonder where they went?
I think we may need to wonder.
Okay. I feel like we're supposed to be wondering.
Yeah.
And this girl happens to see the big Hawkeye moment from the movie that we all saw.
Yeah.
And we saw it from straight on. She saw it from the side. And we just saw fly right between us.
It's my turn.
If you see it come to you, you kill it.
I'm up.
If you're a longtime listener of the show, you know we've been dealing with these drain flies on and off.
Yeah.
We have one back, but we might get it. But who's flying in Avengers but Hawkeye? And she sees this thing. She sees the shooting the arrow, diving off the side of the building, crashing through a window, and she immediately says, I'm going to do that.
This is what I need in my life.
I was 8. I didn't know what I was going to do. Now I know.
Yep.
She's going to do it.
Yeah.
What do you know about Kate Bishop, and what did you think of this introduction to the character?
I thought it was great. She's legit. You know, from the comics, she is Hawkeye.
She's a badass.
Yeah.
And that's her. That's what they call her.
Yeah,
even
for sure.
And she decides as an adult, like she's been training the whole time, and she's got the arrow and she shoots arrows and everything. What'd she do? She shot the church bell like on a dare.
Yeah.
Where was she at? University or something?
She was at college.
Yeah.
And I don't know if anybody noticed the name of the tower.
You guys,
Stain Tower.
Yep.
What's that?
Obadiah Stane.
Whoa, from Iron Man 1.
Yes. Shout out to Screen Crush. If you guys are not watching Screen Crush,
yeah, no Screen Crush.
After everything that comes out, you're missing out, man.
Are they doing like all the Easter eggs you missed in
58 Easter eggs that you missed from Hawkeye?
That's
episode
awesome.
1.
We should just put it on, let it play.
Yeah.
We'll do the best we can. I want you guys to help me. Like any Easter eggs you think of along the way, do not think this isn't the time to bring it up. You would be doing a disservice to our listeners. What does that mean, you think? It was just like
it's just
a donation. Like he
donated the tower. They probably just after knowing he was a psychopath.
If everyone would have known,
never torn it down.
That money came from war.
Yeah.
All right.
Destroys it.
Kate's,
bell and clock tower.
Yeah, just it comes crashing down. I guess that is kind of funny that she destroyed it. So you're kind of like, oh, we don't care.
Yep.
What else happens in the first one, Scott? What do you remember? You're the one that's seen this thing 3 times. Tell us more about Kate Bishop and what do we we'll learn about Clint too. They're all in New York.
So we get that opening scene, flashback, and then we get the Kate Bishop destroying the bell clock tower, and then we flash over to Clint with his 3 kids.
Same kids,
same
actors.
Having not so great time at Rogers the Musical.
Man. This is what we saw from the promo.
Yes.
And they don't wait a minute.
Yeah.
They are watching an Avengers musical.
Yes. And it was fantastic.
I would pay all my money to see it in real life.
Do you think they will? I'm dead serious.
Oh, yes.
I think it has
this
to
is
happen
happening.
It's gotta
for
happen.
sure.
They did it. They wrote it and they just basically filmed it.
Right.
It's kind of like Hamilton on Disney Plus right now. Like we just watched like part of it.
Yeah.
And we'll be able to probably see this on Broadway.
Oh, for sure.
In a city near you.
Yeah.
There's the one. That's what got him.
I love Broadway now.
I do too. Oh, you were not a musical guy before?
No, I honestly, I don't think I've ever enjoyed a musical in my life.
This is really exciting, Andy.
Interesting.
Let's talk about some of the people we see in that thing. I mean, it wasn't completely like movie accurate.
We see everyone that should be there, and Ant-Man.
And oh man, the best singing line of the whole thing. I can do this all.
I can do this
day. Just the high note. But man, it gets real pretty quick, huh?
Yeah.
Clint sees Natasha in it. He's with his family. He's trying. We also learn pretty quickly Clint's deaf.
Yeah.
This is new.
Got his hearing aid turned off. Well, we're starting to learn he's not a superhero.
He's human.
He's human. He's a regular guy.
Yes.
And not too many of those on, the super teams.
Yes.
You've got Falcon.
Yep.
And I guess you could say Ant-Man is a regular guy.
Yeah.
But he's got powers.
He's got pin
powered
particles.
up.
Well, and even Falcon, he can fly hard.
Yeah.
Like Hawkeye, he's got a bow and arrow.
Bow and arrow.
He can run.
He can run and not even like that fast. Like just kind like
yeah, it's normal. It's a normal dude.
But they say like someone asked him kind of quickly, why?
Yeah,
and they do the flashback of all the battles.
Right.
That was pretty awesome.
Crashing that scene where he crashes through the window and kind of rolling around and explosions and man, you can only imagine the damage he's taken over the years.
And he's got a hearing aid.
Yep.
Like a hearing helper device. That's the only way he can hear. Like when it's out, he's deaf.
Yeah. And this is comic accurate.
That's what you were saying.
Yes.
So this is not new. Like this isn't like something they just worked in.
Yeah.
Like it's like, well, they worked it in because it's also in the comics.
Right.
And it's perfect for your shirt.
Yes.
And his son does it. Like they've been learning ASL, so it's going to play a role. This is also like another way of bringing the deaf community in the MCU. We saw this first in Eternals.
Yeah.
Here we go again.
Mm-hmm.
Very cool.
I think like the number of people that took sign language after Eternals went up 300%. I mean, I'm sure it's just climbing now.
Yeah.
And what's going to bring these two together, really? Kate Bishop, really, she's fine. She's getting kind of suspicious of her stepdad, a new guy.
Yeah.
Am I jumping ahead?
Mom's boyfriend.
Yes.
We see some interaction with mom, and she meets the new boyfriend who is just out of nowhere fiance now.
Yes.
Yep.
And this is Jack.
His name's Jack in the show, right?
Jack, yeah.
'Cause I remember her always saying Jack.
Duquesne?
Jack Duquesne,
But good job.
who is the swordsman in comics.
Yes.
Man, this guy is fantastic.
He's a cool, like, in the lore, he's pretty good.
In comic book, if we're going comic book accurate,
Sure.
he trained Hawkeye
Oh.
in the comics.
Okay. So this one, we don't know exactly what he's going to be.
He is typically a villain and
Mm.
sometimes an anti-hero.
Oh, yeah, because they're trying to make him a little likable.
Right. He's very likable on the show. This actor's doing a great job.
Yeah. He's
and
working for...
He's working with his Kate Bishop's mom,
Yes. And they have a gala.
and they have some sort of gala, and there is some shady stuff going on.
There's some shady stuff. Kate is noticing that this guy is not quite up to
Yeah.
snuff.
Oh, super suspicious.
And she already wants to be a superhero.
Yeah.
And she wants to be a detective.
Yep.
So she's like, I'll just do that.
Yeah, I'm gonna investigate.
And she just does. She's like, I'm
Yeah.
going to go to the party. I'm going to dress up as a waiter.
Yep.
I'm going to sneak down. Oh, I just saw this Jack McCain.
Mm-hmm.
McCain?
Duquesne
Duquesne.
Yeah, Duquesne.
McCain.
and Armand
Armand.
III
Yes. And she goes down and there's an underground
auction
happening with like stuff out of
Triceratops skulls.
That was the first thing, was a Triceratops skull. And they're like, this is for in-home only.
Yep.
No photos.
You didn't get in here.
And what's up next?
The Ronin Sword.
The Ronin Sword. And then as a bonus with it in a box, an add-on is the Ronin Suit. I was
Yeah.
like, you should have had that thing on display.
For real.
Buy one, get one free.
Yeah.
So this is really interesting, right? This
Collect
is
the whole set.
This is where we learn like what the world knows and thinks about Ronin. And the auction guy breaks it down for you.
Yeah.
Ronin was this mysterious murderer. He showed up during the blip. He killed all these people and then vanished.
Yeah.
No one knows what happened. We know what happened. No one else knows what happened.
Collected this from the ruins of the Avengers compound.
Yes. An
Yeah.
Avengers compound. And
Yeah.
then the question is like, what else did they take?
Right.
And they're like items that are like popping up now in these episodes. And we'll talk about that as we get a little further. So very quickly, things go crazy. Someone busts into
Get an explosion.
an explosion. Do we know who that was yet?
Yeah. That was the tracksuit mafia.
The tracksuit mafia.
Ridiculous.
Andy, you ever heard of these guys?
Nope, but I love them.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, a gang in New York. They wear tracksuits just like what you would picture, and that's what they are. They're a gang.
Straight from the comic book.
Straight from the comic book.
Straight from
I
the
want to
comic
be
book.
in that gang.
Probably the red ones and everything, right?
Straight from the comic book, bro.
So they broke, yeah, just like douchey, like fun, like just hilarious.
Yeah.
I love it.
I love it.
They bust in, they break all this thing up. They're trying to steal
A watch.
a watch,
A Rolex.
a Rolex, apparently.
Collected from the Avengers compound destruction.
And we don't know what that is.
We
right?
still don't know what that is, what it was for, who it belonged to.
We're gonna find out.
I think we're gonna get. It's getting close.
What she do? What does Kate Bishop do to get out of this? She puts on the Ronin
Puts
suit.
on the Ronin suit.
She is a badass.
Oh yeah,
She
she's been
proves her-
training for this her whole life.
She gets right out of it. She
Yeah.
fights her way out. She gets on the street.
Great fight scenes.
Yep, she's running. She gets on the news, which is eventually how, Clint will see this, and she saves a dog.
Lucky the pizza dog.
Lucky the one-eyed pizza dog.
Yes, straight
Aw.
from the comics.
And is there something about this dog? Or
Nope.
we just it's just a dog
Just a dog.
that we know of.
Yeah, there's an entire issue devoted to pizza dog.
You know what Carrie predicted? That it's Nick Fury as a Skrull.
Oh, pizza dog is a scroll.
Because of his eye. Like, because with Skrulls, they're going to be coming at a
Nice.
certain point,
Yeah, anyone could be a scroll
It-
right now.
Exactly. Yeah, even right now.
Right
Especially
now.
right now, probably.
Yes.
I mean, look, we didn't even talk about the timing. This is 2 years after Endgame.
Yeah.
This is a year and a half past Eternals.
Yes. This is the most
The
recent
yeah,
thing
Yeah.
on the calendar.
the furthest out in the future, even
Yeah.
at this
Yeah.
point, which we're kind of playing catch up, right? By the
Right.
time stuff will come out, it'll probably be more real time. But like, this has been a while. And this is what eventually brings them together. This is the climax of the episode. She's running. She's on the street.
Mafia catches her.
Yes. And who shows up to save her in an alley? But Hawkeye, Clint
Hawkeye.
Barton.
And not really there to save her.
No, was there to...
He's there to... Who the hell is wearing this suit?
Time to put an end to this.
This is trouble for me.
Yeah, that you're making this is a bad idea.
Yeah.
And that's the end of the first one.
Yeah.
What did you think of the pilot?
Loved it.
You were like,
oh,
you were
man.
sold.
Oh, yeah.
You were like, okay, they're doing it.
Right away. I was like, I've got to open up the long boxes.
Yeah.
And I've got to find these issues.
Because, I mean, if you look at that pilot episode, what do? Like, they show you Hawkeye. They give you the new Hawkeye coming in. Tracksuit gang. Jack DeCane. Tracksuit gang.
Yeah.
Stuff from Avengers Campus.
Yeah, we got Ronin Suit.
Yes.
You know, I think they did a really good job getting you amped for what this is going to be. And this is, you know, I really enjoy the fact that it's high stakes for them.
Yes.
But it's low stakes. This isn't saving the world.
No.
You know, I think they really need to back off sometimes and make it like everything. They're saving the world. Loki saving the world.
Yeah.
WandaVision saving the world.
Even Ant-Man. Like, we just watched that last night.
Saving the world.
Like, yeah, it's like got to be saving the world. Like, it could just be about like saving the town.
Right.
Or saving your
character.
butt.
Yeah.
Very grounded. Like,
Yes.
This is street level.
Especially when we're about to like watch a movie in a week that's like is not very grounded.
It's nice to ease. It like eases you into like it's like slowly building this.
Change of pace.
Let's get to it. The next episode the first one was called Never Meet Your Heroes, 50 minutes. Second one, Hide and Seek. Clint has to help Kate disentangle herself from the tracksuit mafia and a real life murder mystery. So this one's pretty straightforward. They're gonna like team up now, and essentially he's gonna try to clear her name. Her name is now attached to this suit.
Well, they tracked her. The tracksuit mafia tracked her back to her apartment.
Right.
And
immediately throw Mazel Tovs. What do you call them?
Molotovs.
Not Mazel Tov.
Mazel Tov.
I guess Mazel Tov cocktails are like drinks you have at a bar mitzvah.
Oh man, new T-shirt coming in.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Wait, so what's the real word?
Molotov.
Molotov.
It's not. You weren't far.
I was pretty close.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I also call those one type of lawn chairs. I always say Klondike chairs, but they're not. That's not what they're called. You know what they're called? Adirondack chairs.
Adirondack chairs. Nice.
Hell yeah.
Okay, so yes, they've found Kate Bishop. They burn her apartment.
Yeah. Oh yeah. She was like
immediately.
Nobody knows I'm here. Well, I did come back here immediately after saving the dog.
Just home.
Yeah, I just went home and dropped off the dog. Great interaction between the characters.
Yeah.
Great scene with Clint jumping in, breaking the window, catching the Molotov cocktail, throwing it back out there.
Yes, loved it.
Kate trying to show off her archery skills, shooting the fire extinguisher.
Yes.
And it totally going wrong.
Yeah, you got to have like some of these growing pains, right? These are early days heroes. Trying to think what else happens in this one because I know how this one ends. They end up they go to the tracksuit gang and they get taken.
Right. Well, there was the LARPing event.
Oh, right. This was episode 2?
Yeah, Clint comes back to try and get the suit from the burned apartment.
Yes.
And it's gone.
It's gone.
Taken by a first responder.
Yep.
He tracks him down at a LARPing event.
He's wearing it.
And yeah, he's wearing it. He's a ninja. You know, check me out.
They're just in the park.
Yeah. Found him on Instagram.
And of course, the only way to get in and get it back is he's got to get in there and play.
He's got to pay for the suit and go out. And,
what'd you think of that?
Oh, hilarious.
You were in on it.
Oh, I was all in.
And just like kind of casually walking through and like, and his face is just so blank, but he's just still such a badass.
Oh, yeah. He's still just slicing guys, you know, with the guy in the background going, ching.
Love a good LARP.
Yeah.
And he makes the deal. The guy's like, you can have it if you let me kill you.
Yeah,
in front of
I'm going to kill you, man.
Which he does.
And he's like, yeah. And he tries to play it off. He just, you know, all right, take my head. He's like, no, you got to make it look real.
Yeah, you got to really get into it.
Yeah.
So he gets the suit, gets back with Kate. I forget how they end up in front of the. They go after the tracksuit gang.
They go. I can't
remember how they get there.
They Clint gets himself captured.
Yeah,
He calls him his wife.
That's what he does. He puts Kate and he says, "I'll handle this."
He's like, I got the suit.
Yes.
I got to tie up some loose ends.
Yep. And I'm just gonna go talk to these folks.
Yeah, he's talking to Laura, his wife.
Yep.
And he's like, I gotta let him take me.
In the show, pretty sporadically.
Yeah.
Just here and there. I love it. He goes in there and he's captured, but he's captured on purpose.
Yeah. Oh yeah. He knows what he's doing.
Yeah. He goes there to talk.
Right. And they're like, oh, who's we know who the Ronin is.
Right.
Kate Bishop, bro. And he's like, no, you're
it's
wrong.
Not her.
She's got nothing to do with this.
Yep.
And she crashes in
through the ceiling.
She
couldn't help
trying
herself.
to save the day.
Couldn't help herself.
Yeah.
After her fencing duel.
Yes.
Oh,
she
yes.
fenced with Jack.
She's very suspicious.
Tries to call him on his BS a little bit in front of her mom,
Mm-hmm.
and he's
not having it.
And it somehow gets to like, oh, I know you're a good fencer,
Right?
So am I. Let's see what you got.
Yeah.
They have this little back and forth. I guess he's just toying with her.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And then she tries to get him in the face.
Yeah.
And he does a parry or something. And like that was she was like, that's how we know he's lying.
Right.
And the mom's like, you tried to kill him.
What are you talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that was the big part there with Kate.
Yeah, and then at the end of the episode, they're both tied up.
Yep.
And Clint wants to talk to who's ever in charge.
And we get like the slow.
We get the muted music and bass.
Yep.
And we see for the first time Maya Lopez
playing
Echo.
New character. Doesn't have any comic books.
Oh
right?
yeah, for sure.
They do, or she does.
She
doesn't.
She is in the comics. Yes.
Oh, okay. I thought that I had read that Echo didn't have any like source material. Like,
oh, yes, she's definitely.
Like, did she have like? Was there a comic called Echo, or was she more of like a featured character?
Yeah. She's been
just completely wrong.
Yeah, you were 100% wrong on everything.
That's fine.
It's okay.
It's good.
Yeah,
that's we need to be busted on this show. You know.
That's why we got the scoops.
That's why we got the scoop.
Scoop is here to set you straight.
So just completely wrong. Ignore that.
Yes.
So did you know about this character?
Yes.
And are you a fan?
Yeah, I'm a fan.
What's Echo's deal besides being deaf? In the comics, anyway. She
is basically a ninja. Badass.
Yeah.
Deaf.
Yep.
100%. She, I don't know if this will be spoilers for you guys.
Ooh, maybe we shouldn't do it then. Maybe we should hold off till the end.
But she does have quite the backstory.
Yeah, well, and we're learning that. Well, that's the end, right? That's episode 2.
That's episode 2.
She's in the room. She tells her guy to get out of here.
Get out of here.
But episode 3 is we're going to meet this character.
Episode 3.
It's called episode 3.
In.
Echoes. Were you pumped to see like, okay, we're going to get,
yeah,
there we go.
We're going to see what this lady is about. And we get it pretty quick.
So yeah, the episode 3. So that was episode 2. Episode 3. I love this little backstory for Echo. Let's just take our time with this thing. Who is this chick? She's the daughter of the manager
of
the tracksuit
mafia,
like the leader at a gym.
Mm-hmm.
It's her dad, and she's training under him. She's a young girl. She's deaf, and we learn that during school, I forget what her dad was telling her, but they're about to leave, and he says, "Go with your uncle."
Yeah.
And this is where we get the introduction to a character, just a hand.
We don't know who it is.
We don't know who it is, and he says though, like, "Come on, sweetie," or something like that.
Yeah.
Who do you think it is?
It's one of two people.
I think it's Kingpin.
It's Kingpin.
Or
we still don't know what happened to Kate's dad.
We don't know where Kate's dad is.
We don't know if he died.
Or if he...
We don't know if he faked his death.
We don't.
They were having
we don't know anything.
They were having some sort of argument in the beginning of the show about finances, I believe, and talking about selling their building.
This is Kate's parents.
Yep. So
and we still don't know what
still
happened
don't
during
know.
the attack.
They went to a funeral.
Yeah. Right, that's it. They went to a funeral.
Was he dead?
Did we see it?
Did the mom kill him?
Right.
Did he fake his death?
So you think maybe...
Did he get crushed by debris?
So this could end up being
don't
like
know.
2 daughters with 2 dads that like have a past.
Well, yeah. Yeah.
And
and some of that spoilerish stuff,
but what
could tie into something else.
And what do we learn in the episode? I think it's I don't know, was it at the end of this episode or the beginning? Did they tell us right away that, what happened to Echo's dad? Or was
I
that
think
at
we
the
got
end?
it in some of the flashback.
Yeah.
I think it was somewhere in the middle.
That's what it was, right? Because we saw...
They had that big battle scene at the beginning.
Actually, we did know. They told us. They showed us her
They
dad
showed
getting murked
by
Ronin.
By Ronin.
In the gym there in New York. So during the blip, this was one of his killing sprees. He just he hit the tracksuit gang.
Or was it?
Or was it Ronin?
Or was it?
Who would it be?
Or was it Ronin Clint? Or how long has this Ronin suit been missing?
Oh man.
And
Scott.
And who tried to purchase it?
Right, because it's hard to picture Clint just killing tracksuit gang.
Right, like he knows these guys are low level.
He's all
thugs.
He went there and faced them head on and was just like super calm and not like remorseful.
No,
and he would have been.
Oh yeah, for sure. And I think that really tells you probably not Clint who did this.
You think it might be somebody else. And either way though, Echo is on a revenge game.
Oh yeah,
it's all about kill Ronin.
She saw whoever was in the suit murder her father.
Murdered her dad. What does this do? It puts her in charge.
Yeah.
She's the leader now. She's out for revenge. And her right-hand man, do you know that guy? Is he like a...
Kazi. He is in the comic books.
Yes, he's like her number 2.
In the comic books, it's a little cheesy. He's in full clown makeup.
Oh, man.
It's really strange.
They should have kept it.
I like half clown, half mime looking makeup.
Half clown, half mime.
It's very strange.
What a fine line.
Yeah.
And he tells her, he says, listen, you can do this if you want, but like, what are we doing?
Yeah.
You're getting our guys killed over these people.
Mm-hmm.
Uncle's not going to be happy.
No.
Still at play.
Yeah.
And this is where we get the first and best action sequence outside of the flashback.
Yeah.
In the show. And this is the car chase.
This is
Yep.
They come busting out, and immediately Kate wants to take this what's it, Challenger.
The Challenger.
And he's like, I'm not smashing that.
And at this point, Echo smashed Hawkeye's hearing aid. And
he can't hear anything.
Can't hear anything. And looked him in the eye and said, maybe you'll be better off.
Yeah.
Because she knows something.
Yeah, you got to embrace this.
You embrace it,
Yeah.
you can probably even be,
better.
Daredevil.
Yeah. except for hearing.
Yeah.
And not sight.
It's just, yeah, exactly. You're like Daredevil, but hearing.
Yeah.
We get some great Chirk arrows in the car.
Yeah.
A couple really weird ones.
Yeah, with the suction cup.
The
like
the slime,
yeah,
like
the slime.
the putty.
Yeah.
Was that Pim arrow?
Oh man, yeah.
Man.
I mean, that's the one where you go,
Yeah.
oh, I go, he pulled it back and I go,
He was like, shoot straight up in the air. And she's like, all right. and then he was like, boom. And you see it right on the side.
I love that it said
Pim.
like Pim.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't like it wasn't even red really. It looked like blue.
Yeah, blue.
Why wasn't it red?
Well, I think, isn't it the thing where when he turns the thing, the red makes him small, the blue makes him big?
Makes it big. So
Yeah.
that's exactly what it was. Blue makes him big.
Mm-hmm.
Answered it.
Shoots the arrow, comes down, smashes through the truck.
The arrow's giant.
Huge.
It's 200 feet long now.
And this interaction the whole time between them is fantastic. And the action shots with her hanging out of the side of the car, shooting the arrows, trying them all out.
Yes.
Like,
jumping.
it was
and
like
then,
huge explosion. And she was like, there are arrows more dangerous than this one?
yeah, just blowing
And
up
it's
trucks.
like, if you only knew.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Jumping off the bridge. Echo like in the car coming after him, swinging down
Swinging
over the top
down.
of the train.
Breaking out the suction cup arrow again. Oh, I get it.
That's what it's for.
Yeah. Loved it.
Best episode yet?
Yeah, for sure.
Right? Even
I think
after 4?
I think progressively they've gotten better and better.
Oh, okay. Well, let's just get to it then. How's number 3 end? Do you remember? So they shake the tracksuit gang, and
They're in full investigation mode.
yeah,
They're like, we're gonna go back to my apartment.
go back to his apartment. I'm gonna call my family.
They go to they have that interaction with the family where his son calls and he can't hear, and
So
Kate has to
she's
translating
for him.
And then they figure out, hey, let's I've really got high suspicions, but I think My mom does a lot of work.
That's it.
And we're going to go back to my apartment or my mom's apartment and do a little digging into her computer.
Let's get back to looking at my now new stepdad.
Right.
And let's get back to that part of the mystery.
Super suspicious.
And he's fine with this because they're kind of just looking for leads at this
right.
point.
Anything
to go on.
Yeah.
And what happens? She breaks in the computer. I like that she got locked out right away. I was
Yeah.
like, that's a little more realistic.
Realistic.
Like some kid trying to break into her mom's security.
Mm-hmm.
And then who comes around the corner with the Ronin Sword? But Jack. Duquesne.
Yeah.
That's the end.
And
it ended, and I go, that was awesome. I go, but just so you know, when episode 4 opens, he'll just be like, oh, hey, what's up?
Yeah. Oh, wait a minute.
You're Hawkeye.
You're Hawkeye.
No, he calls him, episode 4, called Partners, am I right? He goes, oh, you're Archer.
Archer.
Yep.
But it's his branding issue.
Yep.
Yes,
that Kate has been calling out for the last 3 episodes.
Yeah, obviously teasing a new suit.
Yeah. Well, she tried to draw one for him.
I mean, this suit's coming, right?
She drew the classic suit
With
for him
the
with the H
H.
on his forehead.
Yes.
That was hot.
That was
Yeah.
cool. I was like, please,
My wife would divorce me if I wore that.
get him in it, though,
Yes.
right?
Please.
You want it.
Yes.
All right, number 4. You guys want to get right into it? Wrap this thing up?
Yeah.
Opens up. We got Jack Duquesne and basically a sit down between Jack. I don't know her mom's name, but her mom. You know her mom's name?
Yeah, it's played by Vera.
Eleanor.
Yeah, Vera Farmiga.
Playing Eleanor. And it's basically a sit down, and it's kind of a weird interaction
Yeah.
because it's basically Kate saying, like, I'm on a mission with Hawkeye. We're just looking at
And
some
he's like,
stuff.
no.
No. And he goes, well,
but
she
you're
goes,
not.
well, we're friends. And he goes, we're not.
We're not, though.
And he's just this is Clint Barton.
Yeah.
This is like the Clint we've always known.
He's like, I'm, plays it straight.
yeah, just like in a.
I'm trying to get out of here.
in-
Get back to my family.
In game, whenever Rocket's like, hey, take care of my ship. And he's like, okay.
yeah.
But he's always like that. He's always like,
Yeah.
all right. He's very much playing that. But she says she pulls her. The mom pulls him to the side before he leaves, and says, "I don't want my daughter to be killed, and I know in your line of work it happens. Please don't do it." And he goes,
Yeah.
Understood. And she goes, so we're in agreement. You'll leave this case alone.
Right.
And he's like, no.
She's
No.
not going to die like Natasha.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Calls her out by name.
Well, it's almost like a threat.
yeah.
it's
Oh,
almost
for sure.
Just
it
like
was.
a full-on threat of like, in your line of work. And then what happens? He leaves. He got the Ronin sword back.
Stole it. Yeah.
Of course. I mean, yeah, rightfully so, because
Yeah.
that guy Jack had stolen it from the auction.
Mm-hmm. And he knew how to use it.
Oh, he knew very well how to
Yeah.
use it. Oh, a lot of people that could be under this hood.
Yes.
And then the mom makes a phone call and says, call me back. It's urgent. Basically, like, we got an Avenger on our tail.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Whatever's going on.
Yeah.
And we don't even know who she called.
We don't.
This leads to, it's basically leading up to Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
And
We're just a couple of days out now.
a couple of days out, Kate's mom says something like, it'd be sad to be alone on Christmas.
Yeah.
And Kate's like, I'll go see Hawkeye.
Right.
And they have like a little Christmas night.
Yeah. Little Christmas montage.
Margaritas?
Yeah. They're working out clues. They're
Yeah.
having a movie marathon.
She wrote on the
with the
picture
sweaters,
with the permanent
the
marker.
permanent marker.
There was a shot of the New York City skyline in this. Did you guys see anything special in that? Saw like a big Chinese, like definitely some Asian or Chinese riding on a side of a big building. I don't know if they were trying to show us that. I saw it one time. I didn't pause and I didn't go back.
I don't think it's anything special, but we did learn in one of the earlier episodes.
Yes.
Avengers Tower has been sold.
Yep.
Which we knew from Spider-Man: Homecoming.
Yes, we had. Yes, because the big move
Happy Hogan was moving everything out
to the new place upstate.
We don't know.
Would that you meet that place the first time at the end of Age of Ultron?
Yes. We don't know who it was sold to.
Nope. And the theories are, I'm gonna just go down the list: Kingpin, Kang, anyone else?
Fantastic Four.
Reed Richards,
Baxter Building.
please. Someone bought it. Someone's coming.
Somebody bought it.
Okay.
There are no throwaway lines
Yes. No, we know that.
in this material.
A throwaway line could be 10 movies.
Yes.
And they have their night. They do their clues. They have some bonding time. He shares, like you were talking about earlier. She asked him, "What was your best shot of all time?" He says, "It was the one I didn't take
Yeah.
when I decided to save someone instead of take him out. And of course, he's talking about Natasha, which is like a callback to the first Avengers film. Just a little sharing, little bonding. But then it's like, okay, we've got a line on this watch.
On the watch.
From that was taken from episode 1.
He calls his wife.
Yeah.
And she starts dropping a little German.
Was that German?
That was German.
Okay.
So the kids won't know. She asked
the kids
in German.
don't know.
Where's the watch? Basically.
Why does Hawkeye's wife know German?
Oh, that was immediately what we're supposed to like. We're supposed to be like, is she a spy too?
I'm thinking either she had to be either a handler or an agent of S.H.I.E.L.D.
He's texting her to look into stuff.
Yeah, she's working on it.
That's my favorite part, that she's like in it now.
They brought her in. I bet she was pumped. That actress. You guys know the names here?
Laura.
Laura's the name in the show. Is it also her name? And she's in Dead to Me, I think.
Oh, love that show.
Yeah.
And she's in all sorts of stuff.
Oh yeah. She was in the Scooby-Doo movies.
Yep, she played Velma.
Mm-hmm.
She's great. I mean, she was so pumped whenever Kevin Feige came to her and goes, "You want to be a spy?"
Yeah.
She's like, "What?"
Yeah, for sure.
But she speaks the German, and she goes, "Do you think they got their hands on that?" And he goes, "That was destroyed, right?" And
was it?
Was it? Because apparently, whatever was in this Avengers campus. I mean, do you think the heist they're talking about is like whenever the Vulture took down that plane and like people probably just ran into Central Park and took this stuff?
Right. Like there was just stuff.
I bet that's what it was. That was the only time they like moved.
Right.
But they could have robbed other places.
Well, Ronin's like suit wouldn't have been in that though, right?
Well, no.
Because that would be way
they found it in the Avengers compound.
Oh, okay.
Yes, it was at one time in an Avengers compound.
Right.
Got it. My bad.
And apparently so was this watch. That has a tracking beacon. And they track it to where? Echo's place.
Because in the very first episode, one of the tracksuit guys had found it.
Yeah.
They said, we got what we came for. They were looking for this watch.
That's why they were there.
There's something.
And we don't know still.
We don't know.
This is a big mystery.
There's theories.
We get Kate breaking into the place. We get Clint on the roof. And both of them have to fight pretty much immediately.
Yeah.
Echo comes home.
Well, she breaks into the apartment, and she's like, there's strobe lights.
Yeah, what was that? Oh, security?
It's security.
Yeah.
For deaf people.
Oh, duh.
Right.
Good job, Scott.
Yeah.
Yeah, and she covers him up with the putty.
Yeah. She's like, I don't know what's going on.
At the same time, Clint gets attacked on the roof across the street.
And he's like, I'm getting attacked by Echo.
Anybody else think it was Spider-Man for a hot second?
in the
spider monkey
suit? Yeah.
Spider monkey suit?
Spider monkey suit.
I was like, there's no way. And then like she did like I was like, oh, it's a girl. And then I slowly started to get there myself.
She did the landing.
Yes. And it is.
But they both thought they both thought they were fighting Echo.
Yes. Yeah. But
until Kate said, Echo's here.
Yeah. And like Echo doesn't wear this weird suit.
Right.
Pulls off the mask and let's just get the big reveal here.
Yeah.
Florence Pugh is here playing
Yelena.
What is it?
Yelena Belova.
Yelena Belova, the adopted sister of the late and great Natasha Romanoff, Black Widow. This is the new Black Widow. And Clint says it because they had the big reveal. Really kind of a little bit of a cheesy like dive off the roof thing. I thought it was a little cheesy.
It kind of looked like Clint's dive off the roof sort of.
Which is maybe like that's what it was, but she's like her arms are wide open. It was fine. It was cool. But he says this just got real. A Black Widow was
someone sent a Black Widow to assassinate someone.
To me.
He said to him. Yeah.
He said me. Like he's like he thinks they're coming to kill me, which we know from the end credit scene from Black Widow that this is Valentina.
Yep.
Anyway,
yeah.
Del Fontaine,
spaghetti, something.
Elaine.
Yeah, Elaine. Seinfeld, bringing it back.
There you go. That's for you. That's why they got her in there. And
I called her that today when I was talking about that scene with Steph.
Oh,
yeah, that scene where Elaine and spoiler alert, end credit scene.
Yeah, no, we've said spoiler alert. Like once you get into these new MCU titles, you got to come to this prepared to hear the stuff.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That's why you're here.
That's why you're here. And we meet her there. Well, we don't meet her, but she shows her the picture and says, "This is who killed your sister." Mm-hmm. And then the first time we meet her is in Falcon Winter Soldier.
Yeah.
Basically created U.S. agent
from
John Walker being the old Captain America. This girl is up to no good, but she's doing her own
She's
thing.
Some sort of anti-Nick Fury.
Yes, which is awesome.
She's putting together a team
yes.
of Dark Avengers.
When do you think we're going to see that John Walker again? Oh, my gosh.
Oh, it's I bet we see him sometime in 2022.
It's coming, you know?
Yeah.
And we got a lot of stuff. They're planting some good seeds,
Ooh,
aren't
boy.
they?
Probably another show, I would assume.
Maybe another show.
Yeah,
But
oh,
like,
yeah.
But like how cool to bring him into the Captain America movie.
That too.
Oh, yeah. For sure. Oh, well, yeah, they have history now.
Of course. It's like they've had the big fight. Like, and now, I mean, I've got to watch that again.
Mm-hmm.
I'll watch it all. Well, I am. Okay. And he says, you're out of this now, Kate.
Yep.
Hawkeye's like,
Go home,
I'm,
Kate.
I'm handling this on my own. Kind of kicks her to the curb. That's it.
That's it.
Episode 4.
Boom.
Okay. I don't know if it's just Scott, but like I'm jazzed about this show now, like way more than I
Man.
was coming into it.
Yeah, when you start talking about it, you get into it, and you're like, man, that did happen.
Yeah. Like, oh yeah, that did go down.
Right.
Um,
Giant arrow.
and 2 to go.
Yeah, two left, and you just know this. Something big happened at the end, but this was a very slow episode,
Yeah.
and it's the calm before the storm.
Yeah.
There are
Oh, yeah.
so many threads that are loose that they need to tie up in 2 episodes,
Yep.
and I think they're gonna be great.
I almost want to ask you to make predictions, but I almost feel like yours might be too spot on because you know
Too
the
on
source
the nose,
material.
yeah.
Andy, how's this going for you, man? What do you think of these first 4? Do you think they're pretty good? Especially like, how do you feel after talking about it?
Much better after talking about it. I was definitely pumped just for these last few, but now that there's only a couple left, this now makes sense to me. Like, this is, like you said, calm before the storm. Like, these last 2 are just probably going to be, I bet,
Balls to the wall.
45 plus minutes of just greatness.
Yep.
And I'm pumped for it.
Yeah, I think we're gonna meet new characters. I think we're going to
Mhm.
get probably a massive ending and some kind of cliffhanger, probably a cool end credit scene. I mean, this is what you have to look forward to basically in every MCU title now.
Right.
Is like it's a thread. It's a little knot to the next thing. And I'm really liking how we do this, just a little cliffhanger here at Mostly Superheroes, to where next time you come in, we'll wrap up the show and talk about the last 2.
Everything.
Scotty, any final thoughts on I guess one of your favorite shows of all time?
Man, I'm not gonna lie. This is my favorite Disney Plus show so far.
Period.
Whoa,
I'll give it up.
Full stop.
That's a big statement.
Yeah. I love it. I love how it's street level.
Yeah.
There's not some huge cataclysmic event.
Yeah.
Not real super high expectations.
Yep.
Of course, I'm familiar with the source material, so it hits close to me. I love it.
I'm with you, man. It's a fair share. And, I said it earlier, right after the episode ended, Carrie said, what do you think? I said, I think at this point, the MCU is so big. This is the 31st title. And exactly what I said about Iron Man 3 earlier. Like, it's kind of cool to kind of take a step back and really focus in on just like one small pocket of the universe, and now the multiverse.
Right.
And this is, you don't get more grounded than this. This
Oh,
is
yeah.
like a handful of people running around New York. And New York is every part of Avengers as Avengers Tower is. You know, New York is
for sure.
part of it.
It's literally a tracksuit mafia. That's how you know it's real.
That's how you know. And it's like, it feels goofy, but it also feels like, yeah, absolutely.
Right.
You're going to have like these groups of folks and just meeting the different bosses. Like this gives an open door to the types of characters that we're talking about. You know, we don't know if we're going to meet Kingpin, but we're getting these types of characters now. So I am pumped about it. And I'm so in on the MCU now that, it feels good to slow it down and enjoy like that ground level, especially as we're building just now 2 week, 9 days from Spider-Man No Way Home.
Oh, the event of the year.
Wow.
And
For
we're
sure.
We're going to talk about it.
My mind's blown. It's going to be a great week.
Fourth movie title
Fourth of the year.
of the year.
You know what?
Right?
Let's talk about it coming up.
Yeah.
Because
let's do it.
I got a slide.
Uh-oh.
All right, Hawkeye, folks. Disney Plus, 4 down, 2 to go. Tell us what you think. If you reach out to us and you tell us at mostlysuperheroes.com what you think of this show, you'll make it into the next episode. I can pretty much guarantee it. If you want to share your thoughts on Hawkeye, Or if you want to hear the reviews that we talked about today, go to mostlysuperheroes.com/MCU. All of our reviews, explanation videos in that preferred watch order. At this point, I'm thinking timeline order is becoming the preferred watch order for me.
I can't believe it. Now I have to do this because of
it's
you.
changed, though, because like at this point, it just depends on who you are, really, I think. Because like you could do like phase 1, 2, 3 and kind of just do it in the release order.
Release order. It feels off. There's some movies that you watch and you're like, it doesn't feel right here.
But as a fan, and you watch like Captain America and then Captain Marvel, and you're just kind of like, oh, I see. They kind of just introduce you to the Tesseract first, and these different heroes just isolated, and then like all of a sudden Iron Man's the third movie just kind of dropped in 2008.
Right.
It's a real treat.
Yeah.
Like it's getting better and better as like, I mean, obviously my ratings are going up.
Oh yeah.
So like the amount of titles,
that's key.
It's creating a unique viewing experience that is unlike anything else I've experienced. Like you watch, Star Wars, which is great, but like at the time when it was 1, 2, and 3, you watch episode 3 and you're like, oh man, remember that? Oh, that's a tie back to 1. Well, now it's like, man, remember 20 titles ago?
Right.
This thing that happened? You met Clint Barton in 2010, and here we are in 2011 with a show called Hawkeye. Yeah. Like this is how they're playing the game. All right, nerding out hard. Let's talk about what's coming up. Plenty happening on the show. A lot of fun. Really missed you guys, and good to be back. And we have a lot planned for the rest of the year. Really, probably at least 1, 2 more episodes. One for sure. It's the Christmas special.
Yeah.
And we are talking about Spider-Man No Way Home. And yeah, we're going to wrap up Hawkeye.
Wow.
Andy, how excited are you for Spider-Man No Way Home?
I don't. Maybe the most excited I've been for anything since Avengers Endgame.
It's taken the next title for you as in the in-game level.
And I'm not even
readiness.
Like Spider-Man hasn't been one of my favorites ever, but it's about to be, I think.
You think so?
This is just wild.
This is the most anticipated film in a long time. The hype has been unbelievable. Can't wait for it. Scotty Scoop, how you feeling about this drop?
Man, it's indescribable. The expectations are so high.
Yeah.
And I'm really just trying to pull them back. And because I don't want to be disappointed. I don't want to go to the theater thinking this is it. But I really think this is it, guys. God, I think this is it.
This is it. They're gonna do it. You're so right. That like the hype is so high, and like it's exactly why I owe it. And it's advice at this point. You got to go into these movies with a level head.
Yeah,
and you got to go in expecting nothing. Like I try to like go in expecting like not for it to flop, but like you kind of go in thinking like this is gonna be a Spider-Man movie. Let's see what happens, and then man, just the trailers that we've seen, the confirmations, the posters.
They're talking about another trailer. I cannot believe
that's enough.
They would give us anything more than what we got in the last trailer.
It's all about the hype, and it's about getting those extra. It's those, they've got the data probably that shows that like there's like 10% of people out there that got to see one more, and you'll sell 5% more tickets, or something.
I can't believe there's anyone who would not have seen even the first trailer and not be in.
I feel like go ahead, Andy.
I hope it's just not much different, just like a little bit different, but just
just
like you could call it a new trailer.
Scenes.
You could call it a
like
new trailer and
you could watch like the international trailer. You'll get like an extra 7 seconds of something different.
Yeah, cut it just a little bit differently. Yeah. But I really do think that like you got a spectrum of people out there. Like you got me that like I really just need one.
Yeah,
like I only need one. Like I'll watch the second one because I'm excited.
The second one was just.
But like I think at this point they're just trying to really give people a heads up that like, hey, remember those Spider-Man movies?
Right.
You need look at this trailer.
Literally 20 years ago. Do you remember? There was a Spider-Man movie?
Hey, get ready.
Yeah.
Get ready. He's probably coming back.
Yeah. Bully Maguire's going to come dancing onto your screen.
Yes.
In a week.
It's going to be wild if he's on screen.
How could he not be? Everybody
in the suit, like.
Did everybody get the breakdown of the second trailer where they apparently had some sort of issue with the second trailer and then the international second trailer?
Uh-oh.
Where there's a big scene at the end of the trailer where you've got Sandman, you've got the Lizard, you've got Electro, all coming towards Spider-Man. And in the American trailer, that's where it cuts.
Right.
In the international trailer, all you see is the Lizard flying towards no one, and his neck just snaps to the side.
Oh, yes. Okay, I saw that.
So
punched.
He got hit
lizard,
by someone.
Lizard punch. John Cena got him.
John Cena got him. Or Miles Morales. Or they edited out.
Or Wind.
Someone else.
Yeah.
Or the Sandman's like, sorry.
Yep. Oops.
That was a little piece of me that I had too much of. Hey, are they going to bring back that actor that played Sandman?
I hope so.
I mean, right?
Yeah. How could you not?
What about Jamie Foxx not being blue?
Not being blue. Man, he looks
fantastic.
He looks awesome, but like, who we getting?
The Stark Tech on him?
Yeah. That's the question. Are these the same?
You're right, because you said it. They died already.
They died.
Yes.
So
is this different? Like,
is this a different universe?
It's like the one right next to each one.
Did these guys get pulled out the second before they died, only to be put back in?
Put back at the moment.
At the moment they died, and that's what Doctor Strange said in this trailer.
Like, what if they gave us like the flashback to those moments, and it's like Green Goblin getting ready to get stabbed by his glider, but then like time like gone, and then like back.
Yeah.
Goosebumps over
here. You think any big characters are gonna croak?
Oh, like anyone gonna die? Yeah, I think we're gonna lose at least one Peter Parker friend.
Oh, you think so?
Oh yeah, I think at least either Mary Jane. I don't know if we'd lose Ned in this one, but I feel like this is gonna be like serious stuff goes. I mean, we've had a lot of like big epic endings in MCU stuff this year, but like the stakes haven't been like, it's been like cosmically huge, but Spider-Man is a grounded character that is about like the people in his life.
Yeah.
So
your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man.
Yeah. So I feel like you got to kind of end this with like a tragedy, and that's like, get ready for Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness.
Yeah. Well, I think we've got word from Tom Holland that this is a brutal movie.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, this is a serious movie.
I think he said it was like the most intense film he's worked on so far, and
for sure.
Well, I can't wait, man. Where are you seeing this thing? Do you guys know yet? You're going to be seeing it out of town.
Yeah,
Andy.
Pittsburgh.
Some
random theater.
And
I don't care. I'd buy every ticket in there just to see it myself. That'd be great.
And then
I can see it alone.
Do you know where you're going yet?
I'll probably end up going to either Ronnie's or DePere.
Yeah, somewhere here local.
Yeah,
I'm with you. I haven't got my tickets yet.
Yeah, well, I was.
You got yours though, Andy. You bought tickets for 2 different days.
Yes.
This
I already got my OG
Smart.
and then IMAX the next week when I get home.
You smarty pants.
I don't know if I'll be able at this point to swing an IMAX seating.
No?
Man, tickets are going hot. They were selling them for thousands of dollars.
You don't think you could get in there?
I don't understand.
Surely here in St. Louis.
Is it like famous theaters that they're selling at
I think there was an AMC was giving away some NFTs.
Yeah, I saw that. 82,000 of them or something.
So, yeah, I think that was a hot ticket item.
I was trying to get my hands on that thing, but I wasn't smart enough to figure out NFTs.
Yeah.
I was refreshing every 5 seconds. I could not get it to work. It was they broke the internet at that time, honestly. Because all those NFTs, like, that's why everyone was trying to get them right away.
Yeah.
I was one of them. I stayed up late to do this.
Really?
It was like 11 or 12 at night. Like, I can't remember.
This is like when my dad would go to like the McDonald's to like, or like to the Walmart to try to get the limited edition like Spider-Man cans on the Coca-Cola. But now it's like, get the NFT. That'll be worth something one day.
Man.
And hey, very well, maybe.
Yeah. Missed out.
All right, Spider-Man. I mean, we're nerding out hard. We haven't even seen this movie yet. Cannot wait to break it open with you guys. We're going to talk about that. We'll talk about Hawkeye. And we did a full review of all those Spider-Man movies. So everything we're talking about, if you want to see our reviews, our take on the films, talking about them very recently. So you're going to hear a review of the original Spider-Man trilogy with Tobey Maguire, and we mix in our theories of what happens with No Way Home. So go to mostlysuperheroes.com/Sony for that. And yes, we promised you we will make it happen. It might be a 2022 title at this point, but Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. Which
we got a tease for it.
We got this is perfect actually for coming up because we got a full on. It was a teaser.
It was a teaser,
but it was
a scene. It was like a full scene.
It was
almost.
it was like what they did the first time around.
Right.
They at the end credit scene of Venom, they introduced you to this movie for the first time with a scene with Miles Morales visiting Peter Parker's grave,
dragging a homeless corpse through a grave.
Just got the weird suit on, the little kid suit.
Yeah.
And what do we get here? A tease to the sequel. Spider-Man Unlimited.
Spider-Man 2099.
Is that what? 2099.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Man.
Miles is back. Gwen's back. He's now going to another place.
Right.
Looks like. What do you guys think of that trailer? That teaser?
Man, it was great.
Did you see it, Andy?
Yeah. Is
Really
it? Wasn't
whet
it?
your
I thought it was
appetite.
across the
yeah.
Spider-Verse.
Across the Spider-Verse is the new one.
Is the new one. This is
the old
yeah,
one.
if you're watching on YouTube, Facebook, this is the one we're gonna watch this and review it. And maybe you guys just did it because you guys were planning on talking about this week. So sorry. I mean, you guys should have. We texted. You should have been like, we watched this.
That's fine.
Next time, speak up.
Yeah,
All right.
All right. We all gotta have a voice here.
Let's do it now.
All right. Let's push through. Oh,
The meat.
no, I'm just kidding. We won't do it. Maybe what you guys will have to do is just be happy that you watched it.
Yeah. Oh,
And-
yeah. We'll
and
watch it
then
again.
we'll watch it again
I'm down.
like a month before the movie comes out. And we'll do the same thing we did here. We'll do
Yeah.
it back to back
There
for
we
you,
go.
listener.
Did they give a date on the new one?
I think it's 2023.
2023.
I'm pretty sure.
Mm.
That and so much more. I mean, we got a lot happening, a lot going on in the show. And season 3, folks, coming around the corner. This was season 2, number 48. I think we might end up just having 50 episodes. So I want you guys to come in here for at least 49, talk about Hawkeye, No Way Home. And for 50, we did this fun thing last year where I'll probably just do this on my own. If it works out to where you guys can be in here, you're welcome to join me. And there's probably a way we could do that, is our best of show. So we'll do a best of 2021. And I'll give you like probably the top 5 things that we saw this year. And we'll have a one episode that kind of gives you a little breakdown of all of our takes on whatever those things are. How's that sound?
Very cool.
Yeah. Awesome.
Cool. But I can count on you guys to be here for this next episode. I don't think
It's 2 weeks from today, right?
yeah.
We got next week off.
Well, we'll figure it out because we got the holiday in here. The movie's there. There's gonna be some travel. But either way, just know we're getting in here at least one more time in December to talk about those two big things.
It's a busy month, but I freaking love it.
Yeah.
Busy month. It's a great way to end out the year. And season 3, man, kicking off here in January. Mostly superheroes. We got all sorts of things happening. We got new merch. Wearing some today. If you want to see some of this, we got the new look over at our mostlysuperheroes.com/merch, our new store Bonfire. You got to check it out. We got old guests and old hosts coming back, confirmed. And we got a brand new group chat that you guys are in now.
Oh, yeah.
So we got our squad, and you're gonna be hearing some new people on the show. You're gonna be seeing some old faces from even our first season making a comeback to come in here and do some reviews, special stuff. And PC Mike, he has confirmed that he'll definitely be here when he wants to be here, and he's got his list of items to talk about.
Ooh.
And I'm telling you, here's a teaser: Batman, and probably anything that comes along with it.
Batman.
Yes, please.
Yes.
Yeah.
We got Battinson coming. We got the news coming out about the Colin Farrell Penguin TV show coming on HBO Max. PC Mike will be a part of that stuff. Giggler,
warms my heart.
right? You miss him, don't you?
Yes.
Yeah, you've been telling
Of
me.
course.
You told me on Saturday. You said I miss PC Mike. I said I did too. I'm gonna text him.
We got to get those positivity nuggets. Just helps the life, everyone.
Yeah, we need his little optimism at the end.
Yeah.
But PC Mike did tell me, Scotty, you're killing it.
Oh, thanks, guys.
Yeah, man.
Thanks, Mike.
Agreed.
Can't wait to get in here, sit next to you.
It happened rapidly, but you're welcome back, and I hope you come back as often as you can.
Yeah, let's do it. Season 3.
Andy, any final thoughts for the squad?
Man, season 3. Just the fact of just saying those words out loud. That's wild. I'm
Crazy.
ready. I'm ready for it though. I think we're gonna have the best one yet, as we always say.
As we always say, yeah, we always live and breathe by our last episode. Scotty Scoop, final sign off.
Watch Hawkeye.
Or die.
Watch Hawkeye.
Or die.
Jump into the squad.
Yep.
Let's talk about it. Every
Facebook.
episode, the Facebook group, it's free. Jump in. Anything and everything.
Yeah, you're doing a great job being our scoop still in the
Man,
squad.
I
It's
get
basically
all the
scoops.
news. Come get it.
Yep, and we got spoiler threads in there for
Yep.
stuff. We brainstorm, and then like you heard today during fan mail, we'll bring you in just like that.
Yeah, for sure. feel free to post.
Absolutely. All right, guys. Thanks for coming in. Andy, Scotty, love you guys. Appreciate you guys. You listener out there watching us on YouTube, on Facebook, listening where you get podcasts, and supporting your favorite independent podcasts out there. We appreciate you. From myself, Carrie, Mike, Andy, Scotty, the whole team here at Mostly Superheroes. Come back and join us next week for number 49, and we'll see you next time. Take it easy.
We did it again.
The beefy episode. Beefy. Turn you guys around. Hawkeye. I wasn't feeling the love when I got here.
I was glad. That's usually what kind of like two people don't really know how they feel about it, and one like hasn't seen it.